Hey, hi everyone. I have my glasses on today. Ta-da! So that way I can see when I have to look up something. If you have been waiting for me, I apologize. I was scarfing down some zucchini. I'm on my 2-week fast starting today. Yay, I'm so excited. I'm excited. You wanna know why I'm excited? Because fasting is really important. Sorry, y'all, let me get this camera situated right. Fasting is really important because fasting helps you to be able to cleanse your body and it helps you to think clearly. It gives you discipline or teaches you discipline, or you can stay on task with discipline with yourself and things like that. And I mostly do it for discipline, and I also do it to cleanse my body. I do it so that I can focus more spiritually on the things that I want to be focused on, things like that, like anything that I need to get spiritually from the ancestors, things like that. I feel like I have such much more of a clear receptor or receptors going out to them whenever I have a clear body. So, what I've given myself, I'll just only be on fruits, vegetables. They can be cooked, the vegetables, because I'm not really on the raw vegetables like that yet. I mean, I'll do a salad or something like that. But like fruits, vegetables, smoothies, um, juices like natural fruit juices, and then to snack on like any type of nuts or something like that, just to give me the protein and stuff that I need during this process, stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm really glad to be starting it. I can't wait to get the results that I know I'll get because I did a 30-day fast once, and this is whenever I was cutting out meats in my body, and this was September of last year after my birthday. So, and now I am completely vegetarian, but a lot of the times my lifestyle is vegan, but I'm not completely vegan, so I'm vegetarian. So that's what I say. Anyway, hi y'all. Hopefully everybody is having an awesome, amazing day. I know everybody's not on here right now because people have to work, but that's fine. People can jump on later and watch it or view it. I'm getting more comfortable on this forum, which is really cool because I'm tired of Facebook. I'm literally tired of Facebook. Not the people that I interact with or engage with all the time, but I'm really tired of the way that they are. Like they censor every single platform. But Facebook is majorly censoring me. And I think it's because I've been on there for so long and I have so many followers and stuff that I don't know, they put an alert out like, oh, watch her or something like that to algorithm. I have no idea. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is also in the meantime of me just been doing a lot of researching and not been on Facebook as much, working on my businesses, doing research, viewing what's going around in the world. I want to say this much. I'm not part of a spiritual community. I do not consider myself part of the spiritual community. Reasons why is it was a lot of mess in there. And it just took me back to religion. And I'm just like, and it took me back to Christianity, all that stuff. And I didn't leave that to go back into something else that was like religious or like, I don't know. I didn't leave religion to be on that type of stuff. So I understand that my journey is my own journey. So I do what I feel I'm being led to do, my spirit leads me to do, and what feels right. You know what I'm saying? I go off of my discernment and intuition on what feels right and what I should be doing for myself. And I link up with like minded individuals, and that's just what it is. So, peace and love to everybody. But as I was literally scrolling, I've been on YouTube a little bit more often because of the fact that I'm building my channel back up and stuff like that. But I've noticed some guys are beefing. And it's kind of a little mind boggling because it's like, listen, if you're going to be in a community that's setting yourself apart from religion and it's supposed to be all like love and light and like supporting each other and uplifting each other, coming together as one so that we can bring everything back to a balance as far as the feminine energy being uplifted, the masculine energy being balanced with feminine energy amongst people that have not done that, things like that, in order for us to take back our rightful place on this earth and on this planet. Because as we all know, us 9 ether beings have been at the lowest of the totem pole for a very long time, which we don't belong there. But if, in fact, this is what everybody's goal is, or supposedly everybody's goal is, why is there infighting? Why is there beefing amongst so-called gods? I don't get it. It's like, what kind of example are you setting out there for people that have newly awakened, that are just getting into their own journey, that's learning from you and other beings that are out there that seem to have it pretty much, down packed as far as how you do your things, your routines? Everybody has their own journey, but whatever the case may be, they're learning from you. A lot of us are teaching without even knowing we're teaching, just by our lifestyles and the way that we do things that we do. So why is there beefing amongst anyone in any type of community that's supposed to be uplifting each other? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So, and I'm not name dropping, so y'all can go be back and be like, oh, young Pharaoh, she said this and that, and Rashad, she said, especially don't go and tell Rashad nothing about me, okay? I know that nigga personally, so please don't. We ain't even cool like that. And I'll get into that anyway, because I might as well go ahead and bust it out now before trolls start coming. So let me just go and get it out there now. You know what I'm saying? I do personally, I have watched Pharaoh for maybe 3 years now, on and off. So I've watched him along with Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine, Ray Hagans, Dr. Kwesi, Umar Johnson. There's lots of people I watch. So it's just not like a certain type of people that I watch. I watch Professor Griff. I watch a lot of intellectual brothers, guys that actually be on their stuff and they know their information and they do the research. And so I piggyback off their research and I literally listen to them. Like, a lot of stuff that they have said has been very affluential to my studies and the things that I do on my own. So much respect to all those guys. What I'm saying is, why is it okay and why isn't anybody else sitting back and looking at this situation with YP and see, I don't even want to say his name, Rashad? Why isn't anybody sitting back looking at this situation and pulling these guys to the side and being like, okay, well, I think y'all need to just step down, or whatever beef you have, do it like behind closed doors and figure it out or something like that? Because it looks really messy from the outside looking in. Because like I said, I don't consider myself part of the spiritual community, but a lot of the brothers and sisters in the spiritual community, all of y'all are my people. So at the end of the day, I don't want none of my people beefing. Talking about how many years you did in jail, how you killed somebody, family. Like, how is this okay? I'm so confused right now. Like, I just don't get it. And now I'm going to say this much. I don't know Pharaoh personally, but I have had conversations with Rashad, because back in October of last year, actually it was back in the end of September, beginning of October, some individuals that followed him or listened to him in his lives were listening to my lives too. And I guess, what's his name? Spiritual Soul. So what they did is they tagged me, Spiritual Soul, and Rashad in the same live. Not the same live, the same post. So Rashad saw it. I guess he thought he said he thought I was a dude or whatever. So he added my page on Facebook. So when he added my page, then I was like, okay, well, I guess I could add his page too. So I added him as a friend too, or that made us friends, whatever. Like, yeah, it made us friends, whatever. So anyway, then as time was going on, like probably like a couple days later, he messaged me and was like, I didn't know you were a goddess. My bad. I thought you were a god. I'm like, no, I'm a goddess, And so he was just like, oh, okay, that's what's up. So we end up having dialect as far as like spiritually, whatever. He asked for my number. I gave him my number. We exchanged numbers. He would call me. He would text and ask if it was okay if he called. I would talk to him. He'd explain some stuff about, astral projecting and stuff like that. And we just have little conversations about spirituality. I met his old lady like briefly because we were on live one day, or on video chat, FaceTime one day. And she was there. So she popped in a little bit or whatever. But for whatever reason, during that process, we didn't fall out or nothing. It was just my ancestors gave me a word and was like, fall back. And I'm like, what? I had no idea why they were telling me to fall back. So I fell back, meaning as far as messaging and talking to him like that, I just kind of fell back or whatever. So we end up doing like this mass meditation for like the Gucci and Jeezy thing or whatever. Me and this other guy, T Lee. He on here sometimes too. T Lee, he's just subscribed to me. Hey T Lee. But anyway, we had decided that we were gonna all team up and this other guy, and we were gonna use the Jeezy and the Gucci versus battle to do a meditation. And the intentions was to raise the vibration for our people. So we were gonna do a mass meditation. So we did like I had made some little flyers, T had made some little flyers, and we started like spreading it around like 3 days period. We were spreading it around. So then Rashad jumped in my DM. He's like, I think that's a good idea, Goddess. I want to join in too. I'm going to, use all the people or put it out there for all the people that follow me and all this stuff so that they could do it too. So I'm like, that'd be a great idea. Cool. So he started promoting it too, or like putting it out there or whatever. I don't like to say promoting because it's not a product, but he was putting it out there so everybody could see it and so that it would circle around the internet amongst the spiritual beings that are all connected, right? So the day came for us to do the meditation, and we all had picked 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And we all had picked 6 o'clock. I can't remember which one, whatever time the Jeezy battle started. That's what time. It was 7 o'clock. Whatever time the Jeezy battle started, I think it was Eastern or something like that. That's when we all were supposed to start our meditation in our own homes with our own families and stuff like that. Some people went live while they were doing theirs. Some people put up little stories or whatever. But for the most part, we all meditated that day. When I was done meditation or whatever, it was like, I want to say like 8 o'clock or whatever. I get back on Facebook. As I'm back on Facebook, it's like hundreds of people that's on his live forum, but he never did the meditation at all. He didn't even do the meditation from what I heard, because I didn't sit on that live. That live was for like 5 hours that day. He kept getting jumped off and then he'd jump back on. It was like a 5-hour stretch. And he didn't do his live until like 12:30 that next morning. So I was kind of confused. So I was going to hit him up and be like, well, what happened or whatever. But then my ancestors were like, cut communication. So I'm like, what is going on? So what I did is I did what my ancestors told me to do. I don't listen. If I get clear messages from my ancestors, I'm not going to sit there and just like deny whatever it is that they tell me, whatever they put in front of me or tell me I'm going to do, because that is my guidance. That's who helps me throughout my process, my journey, everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do I look like just sitting up here not obeying? So I obeyed. I literally just blocked everything, blocked them from everything. Like, fuck it, whatever. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to just do what they say. Literally, I just still was going about what I do, blah, blah, blah. Like about 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, I guess he was doing a live talking stuff about me or whatever, because people were like tagging me, blah, 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 tagging me, blah, blah. I hate telling this story, but I'm going to say the story because I just don't want to talk about it no more, because I just know what it's going to be. But anyway, so people were tagging me like Drea Mylan, Drea about smiling, Drea about smiling. I'm like, why? They're like, no, it was actually my Drea Mylan page. They was tagging my Drea Mylan Facebook page. And I'm like, what's going on? So some of my soul tribe was hitting me up like, this dude is on live just really dogging you out. And I'm like, who? They like, Rashad. I'm like, what the hell would he be dogging me out for? I ain't had no beef with him. So they were sending me little clips of stuff, like recording and stuff and sending me little clips and stuff. And the nigga literally threw a hex out there on me. And of course, I reversed it. On his ass. But at the end of the day, like, who goes that far to do that over something that you never even had beef with nobody for? So to me, it's like for a person to sit up there and say that you respect goddesses and you uplift goddesses and the Black woman is God and blah, blah, this and blah, 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 the creator of all, the Latino Black woman is God, the creator of all, da, da, da. That should have never been a situation. And even if you like that was a situation or whatever, you should have found a way to like contact me and been like, my bad or whatever. Like, it was none of that. So with that being said, I don't have any respect for any type of men like that. And I don't consider them gods. So my whole perception of him is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I already got this perception of this person. And then have listened to Pharaoh. I had nothing bad to say about this man, because I don't know this man other than what I've seen his lectures be about and stuff like that. But my ancestors also told me to cut how much I watch him. And this was back in I want to say maybe around the same time that they told me to stop communicating with Rashad. But either which way, as we know, the Great Awakening was approaching anyway, and that's when we was going for that major shift. You know what I'm saying? December 21st, that major shift that was happening anyway. So I don't know. Like to this day, I'm thinking that the reason they had me do that is because of this Great Awakening, the age of Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? And just like that whole shift of just revealing things. So a lot of things had got revealed about that God. You know, I'm not going to go into what it was, but a lot of young women was DMing me and all that because I didn't even do a lot to attack the men or nothing like that. I just let people believe what they want to believe, or let, if you rocking with that, rock with that. If you still rocking with me, still rock with me. Just don't mention that person's name to me. That's how I did things. You know what I'm saying? And people would try to bring up his name in my life. I'd be like, I have nothing bad to say about the man. Like, it is what it is. People can feel how they want to feel. Until young women was coming to me saying things, you know, in my DM and stuff like that. And I was just like, it's just so inappropriate, so unfortunate that that's the case. But again, back to Pharaoh, I have no issues with that or nothing. Like I said, or with him, I don't know him personally. Like I said, just scrolling and seeing the videos amongst the people, like, and there's a lot of YouTubers sharing this. It's a lot of YouTubers that's not even spiritual that's sharing this shit. They're not even part of a spiritual community and sharing this shit. Like, it's literally like news at this point, to where it's just like being spread and stuff. And then it's just like beef in the spiritual community. And then I was looking at some of the comments because I just want to see where people's head are. And some people are taking one person's side, some people taking the other person's side. Then there's other people commenting underneath that's older like me, that's like, why is there infighting? You know what I mean? Like, you're gods, you're kings, you don't need to explain nothing to nobody. Just do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no reason to be beefing with nobody. And then there was other stuff, other people that was under there basically, you know, upset, like, why are y'all doing this? Like, you should not be doing this. And I did make one comment under one, and I was like, there shouldn't be no infighting. Like, there should be no infeuding. Like, even if there is infeuding, it should be something that's spread across social media and stuff like that. Like, it's just disgusting at this point. And we got so much bigger fish to fry and work to do that is ahead right now. Like, this is like their new world order is getting ushered out. And who has time to be sitting up here battling on who's the best and who's better at this and who's better at that? And you trying to ride my cloud and trying to ride my coattail and all. What are we doing right now? Like, what is this? Like a rap beef or something? And so that's what I'm just sitting back. Like, I just want to speak on it because I just don't feel like either one of them really have respect for the woman at this point. And I don't know when that came about, because when I first started talking to one and then listening to the other, they were both very respectful of the woman. So now it's like when people get to certain heights or certain levels or whatever you want to call it, certain amount of views, or I don't know if this stuff is getting to people's head or whatever. But I think people are losing ground about why we even doing what we do, why our ancestors have us on a mission to speak like we do, why we're supposed to be telling the truth out here, why we're supposed to be shining a light on the devious activity that's going on around us, and how you can literally save yourself throughout the process of this, throughout your mentality and your thought process. And if your mentality is right and your thought process is right and you're balanced, then these type of things wouldn't even affect you. Like I said, young man attacked me and I was just sitting back like, you're not about to get the same energy from me. I'm not about to use my platform to bash nobody. I'm just not going to do it. However, if I feel like there's a discussion that needs to be happening amongst our community, our people, all the gods of the creation of all beings and life on this planet, if anything, the light is being shined on us. It's our job to bring this shit back to a balance. And you can't bring shit back to a balance when it's a house divided. A house divided is conquered. That's why we've always been conquered, because we've always chose division amongst each other. Always. We always choose division. I thought we were supposed to be changing the cycle of this stuff. I thought it was supposed to be different because we're in the age of awakening. We're in the age of Aquarius, so it's supposed to be different. I mean, a lot of us are ascendant. We're in other dimensions. Mentally, we're in other dimensions. So how are you like sitting here still on a 3D level handling stuff? I don't get it. And I don't get how people that are listening to this don't feel some type of low vibration when you do it. It's very low vibrational. I just want to be the first to say that is very low vibrational. Like, it's so disgusting and sickening to even sit back and watch. I can't even watch past 10 minutes of it, to be honest. It just is what it is. I can't. And I don't have any beef or any problem with either one of them. Like I said, I just know the character of one. I have a character from one, and the other one I only know what has been presented. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we have to start using, as people that is consuming information and taking in information, tapping into other people's energy and allowing them to tap into our energy, and receiving other people's energy. We got to make sure it's the right energy. And that's all I came here to say. We got to make sure it's the right energy. We got to make sure that we're using our discernment. Our intuition is definitely being used whenever we're receiving these messages or taking these messages or listening to somebody or whatever the case may be. Because yeah, people can give you good information, but you know what? A lot of the times when we have agents, and I'm not calling either one of them an agent. Let me be clear. I'm not calling nobody an agent because I don't know. I don't even care. My whole thing is to make sure that our people, the reason I'm here in my place, I have to continue to do what I'm here to do. And what I'm here to do is to shed a light on any type of deviance, any type of deceiving, any type of evil doing, any of that. I have to shed a light on it. I don't care if you look like me. Period. I don't care if you do what I do. I don't care. At the end of the day, if it's not self-serving of our people, if it's not helping with our agenda and what we need to do in order for us to get this shit back to a balance, I'm completely against it. Bottom line. And I'm not afraid to speak out about it. And I know a lot of people are afraid to speak out about it. I'm just not. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't see what's happening. And then people will say something like this, like, well, people would say, well, how about whenever we had kingdoms and there was kings and, they had their own kingdoms and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And they were warring with each other and stuff like that. See, that was a huge problem, too, because before that, there was kings running kingdoms. There was matriarchs running nations, period. And the warring came about when the patriarchs decided they wanted to change the shit and flip the whole order. That's why ever since then, it ain't been nothing but warring, nothing but beefing. And if you ask me, we ain't doing nothing, or that situation ain't doing nothing but taking it right back to the same reason why we have been where we are right now. I mean, that's just my opinion. That's what the spirit is leading me to. Like, this right here is why, like, we always have men go try to take the reins of something. You go on the right path, and then y'all want to war and bump heads with each other and act like it's a bullfighting going on. It's too many children's lives at stake right now for y'all to be beefing. If anything, coming together and figuring out how you're going to save the women and save the children is where you should be at right now. Not sitting up here dabbling in your beef, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is because I'm not them, but just on the outside looking in, it's too much arrogance that's just going against each other and all of that, and it just don't make sense. It's ridiculous. It's sickening. It's sad. And the people that's out there listening to them, for you not to even have anything to say that's on that level of bringing unity together, make sure that they bring peace together, figure it out, fight it out, not on social media or nothing like that, not in the public eye. Whatever you got to do to bring yourselves together so we can figure this shit out, because we all need each other at the end of the day. If you are really about the balance and the change and bringing the balance back to earth the way that it belongs and making sure the people are where they belong in the positions they belong in, then you wouldn't be for the infighting, and your biggest goal would not be to like, fuck that nigga, this nigga, this nigga be. That would not be like, we don't got time to be fighting with each other, because the whole time you fighting with each other, our women are ended up still dead, killed, kidnapped. Our children are still being trafficked, kidnapped, organs being transferred. Now China's sitting up here taking DNA from all across the world, but we know who they getting the DNA from. I mean, like, come on now, y'all. Like, it's too much stuff going on right now. Like, this is the end game. Ain't nobody got time for that little feuding back and forth. The end game is here. We're at war. We shouldn't be at war with each other when we got everybody else warring with us. You actually think the ancestors are looking down on you and be like, I'm proud of you, young man? They don't care nothing about material stuff you gaining. They don't care about nothing about you building this material ass world. This shit got to be shut down before anything get rebuilt. First off, they don't care nothing about that. And yes, I got permission to talk about this. Yes, I did. They don't care nothing about that. What needs to be done is what needs to be done amongst us. And that's with unity. That's a unified front. Period. Period. The house needs to be together with a solid foundation in order for it to stand throughout the process of what's going on. So if anybody know these niggas, if any of y'all is cool with these niggas, please say something to them, because this is disgusting at this point. It looks ridiculous. It looks like how, okay, you know how America looked to China and every other country right now? We look like we don't even have a president. We look like we have no dictatorship. We look like an open forum, an open country at this point to everybody across the world. It looks like a complete circus over here, because it is. Like literally pulled out of Afghanistan, left weapons there in Afghanistan. Just left troops, pull out, go back home. Oh yeah, we're just going to leave all of our weapons and stuff here. Utilize them as you would. Like all this stuff is going on right now. And we got time to be fighting amongst each other? No, we don't. Even though I don't like certain people, I still would team up with them in order for things to happen that need to happen. If our ancestors tell us, okay, y'all need to link up, y'all need to make this stuff right so you can da-da-da-da-da, that's what we're doing, period. There's no questions about it. We got to do what we got to do. Because at the end of the day, it's about saving our children. It's about making sure the matriarch is where she belongs, period. Bottom line, I don't care who feels what about what. That's what it is. When you tap in and when you're in connection with the universe, then you will know what I'm saying is not a lie. Because everything ain't about reading it in a book. Motherfucking tap in with Mother, Earth, universe. So that's all I had to say today. Get to the nitty gritty and get to the point. And I had to get to the point because I had to let y'all know and help. And you know what another thing is? You patriarchs, y'all better be careful how y'all treat these women out here. Y'all better be careful how y'all treat these women out here. Because you can think all day long you doing everything that you need to do, but you know damn well to treat the woman as if she is beneath you, to basically disregard the patriarch or the matriarch, to totally just set her to the side or act like she belongs behind you or underneath her foot is not where we belong. You're supposed to be uplifting the feminine energy right now, period, point blank, within yourself and within the woman, period. Not sitting up here trying to figure out how to get polygamy going, have 2 wives. Nigga, we ain't even got the earth back yet for y'all to be talking about having 2 wives and all this shit. These beasts still running the earth. They still here. And y'all talking about some having 2 wives and all this shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's not even what we supposed to be. Listen. I'm just going to say this much. A lot of people can't be tapping in. You just can't. You can't be tapping in. You can't. Because how is this the focus of your mind, having 2 wives, copping Maseratis, Ferraris, and all this material shit is the focus of your life? That's the focus of your life. But you so-called tapped in. You so-called 5D-ish, 4D, 5D. But your focus is material shit that this motherfucker created that we're supposed to be making sure is taken down. And his ways are still very much inside of you. I just want to leave that there. Maybe I'll elaborate on it later at another date and time. It's ridiculous and it's sad. It's actually sickening. So, um, listen, that's why I just worry about doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I do want to link up with real guys though. Not to call nobody not real, but when I'm saying real guys, I do want to link up with a couple guys, you know what I'm saying? So we can have this kind of conversation. We can have a forum amongst each other to where we can talk about how we can unite, like how we really can come together and unite and not necessarily have the same views or necessarily get along for say, but to get along for the sake of our people, to get along for the sake of what needs to be done, what you're supposed to be doing, like what your part is in this whole dynamic of change. You know what I mean? And so I believe that that's something. There's a lot of guys I see though that I do commend. Galactic, you one of them. Like I love to see what y'all do. Dane Calloway, I like seeing what he do. Um, and just other guys, you know what I'm saying, that I don't see them really knocking the woman and dogging the woman or talking about polygamy so much, pushing that agenda so much, but really the fact of what we need to do in order to stay focused on what the bottom line is. And the bottom line is it's time up for motherfuckers that's been running amok through this bitch, and it's time for us to take our rightful place. And we can't take our rightful place if we're beefing amongst each other. That's just not going to happen, or else you're just going to get left. It's like you get with it or you get left. But that beef and stuff, like I can't trust niggas that's on that type of stuff right now. I just can't. It's like, what is your real focus? What's your real agenda? Like that make me side eye niggas and shit like that. Like it just do. But anyway, who am I? I just use common sense and discernment and intuition. That's all. Um, so anyway, I had a great day today. Hope you guys have a great day, the rest of the evening. Drop some comments below. I love seeing comments. Like, share. I will not be on, I'm going to jump on Facebook after I get out of jail. I'll probably jump on Facebook a couple more times just to let people know that I'm going to be operating from YouTube from now on and Instagram. So, and I'm on Bigo. So you guys can catch me on those three forms, but mostly on here on YouTube. I'm going to make sure I keep this one up and Instagram. But other than that, I will not be talking from Facebook anymore. I'm too much of a target at this point, and I'm just done with them at this point. I'm like, yeah, I'm over it. And it's other people I got to reach anyway. So I'll reach more people on this platform and on Instagram, stuff like that, that I had been kind of neglecting. So peace and love to everybody. I love everybody. I love you all. Please spread love amongst each other. If you have any type of disagreements, or if it's something that you just have a misunderstanding about, it's nothing wrong with reaching out to your brother, your sister, and being like, you know what, hey, I didn't know this, or I felt this way, or whatever, and you should be able to talk it out. It should never be something that you have to beef. Instead, definitely don't use a social media platform where millions of people are watching from all over the world, or hundreds of thousands of people are watching all over the world, and you're utilizing it in order for you to get your I don't know, egotistical rocks off. I don't know. But it's just not the time and the place for it. We have so much work that we have to do, and this is just not the time. So, peace and love to everybody. Peace. Love y'all.